does not have to be a new year, a new you. It just has to be a healthier you in the new year, you guys. Make sure you check down below in the description box where you can find the links to TLC products, including the ISOT, the NutriBurst, the Life Drops, the Resolution Drops. There's just so many things there to help you in burning fat and staying healthy. There's even the new Immune Tea, which I'm going to order. So I can't wait to try that. And I hope they get the sea moss back. But I do love the sea moss from Mint and Ocean. I'm sorry, it's supposed to be a commercial. Yes, okay? Get those TLC products from me. And do not forget that my biggest life change has been through Kiara LASHAE, Team LASHAE, ifyoucanmove.com. You guys get cute little outfits from Peja and Amari. You also check out Just Move supplements because she is helping us with the energy. Okay, this is the energy supplement. Love it. Okay, just got my protein. Gonna get me some after I work out. So yeah, y'all, down below in the description box, support. So you guys are always asking me where I get my glasses from. So I thought I would finally give y'all a real little ad, okay? Firmoo, I can't see, bitch. Okay, I'm just playing. I'm just joking. These are my new Firmoo glasses here. Super cute, right? They are prescription because I'm like totally blind. And I got these matte ones that I think are really dope. And I felt like they would go good with the fact that I no longer have hair. You know what I'm saying? But either way, you guys can use my link and give me credit. And get you some glasses from Firmoo. Come on in. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondi Blue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondi Blue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondi Blue and I am back for another Married at First Sight review, y'all. All right, so can I be honest about this episode? How many times we gonna have the same conversation over and over again? For instance, let's start off with Jacob and Haley. So I feel like we are going around and round with Jacob and Haley. They have these really great moments where they seem to be enjoying each other. We leave them, and when we come back the next week, it's, I'm just really not, it's not happening. I'm not attracted to him. We're really not vibing. It's just really not organic. And I'm just like, bitch, what is going on? Because y'all seem to be having cool conversations. He seems to be joking. He seems to be personable, just quiet. So I often don't understand what the hell is going on with Jacob and Haley, because I feel one way one day and then the next it's like, no, it's not what you thought. They really don't like each other that much. Child, Haley is confusing us and Jacob. Jacob has had it up to here. Now he wants to, understand. Are you attracted to me? She says no. He says, well, there's really nothing else we can do. Like, what else I'm supposed to do, bitch, if you're not attracted to me? You know what I'm saying? And I also feel like he probably feels like, bitch, do you see my push-up game? Like, are you serious? How are you not attracted to me? I feel like it's the haircut. But that's something we can, get him a beard. You know what I'm saying? Get him a different haircut. You got to work with men, especially when they don't, have women in their lives to help them pretty themselves up, so to speak. Because some of y'all need help prettying up, like at the end of the day, for lack of a better term. Okay. So speaking of that, she goes and buys him some clothes. I thought it was cute, but he still is bringing this conversation back to the attraction. Now that you've seen me in different clothes, bitch, are you attracted to me now? You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like his mind was in that moment. And she just instantly gets upset. Like whenever he calls her to the carpet for being, I don't know, closed off and just not giving him like an overall fair shot in this. Whenever he does that, she gets really upset. You know what I'm saying? But I also feel like, are you going to let the moment happen? Or are you going to keep harping on the conversation that y'all already had? So I can see both sides, how Haley can kind of feel uncomfortable and feel exasperated with him bringing the shit up. Like, yeah, I said it, but ultimately I would like for you not to bring it up and just kind of be yourself so I can get to be attracted to you. But coming from his standpoint, it's kind of like, if you don't feel it now, you probably ain't going to feel it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think about their situation, okay? But she told her homegirls that she wasn't attracted to him. And the one who seemed to talked sense into her last episode was like, so can you really be in a marriage with somebody and you're not attracted to them? Is that something you can do? I think not. Okay, so I all think we know where this is going. They're gonna try, they're gonna fight, they're gonna have, you know, little scenes where they're not fighting, and then ultimately they're gonna get a divorce. It is what it is, okay? Then we see Haley go over to Paige's place, and she stayed late. Like, you know, went over there and was kicking it with Paige for the longest. But it was right after she told him that she was no longer, you know, that she wasn't attracted to him. I'm not gonna say no longer, but that she wasn't attracted to him. And to me, I feel like I understood her saying, I was trying to give you space to process that instead of having to sit in your face. But I also feel like it's you running and not wanting to deal with the fact that you just told him that shit. Like, that's how I feel. Like, I feel like she was running a little bit. It wasn't all about giving him his space. However, Jacob spins narratives in his mind. Instead of being clear about how he's feeling and what he wants in the moment, instead of texting her and telling her, I want to talk, can you come back? Or are you going to come back because I want to talk? Instead of being direct, you kind of throw out some text message that doesn't really say anything. And then when she doesn't respond the way you want her to respond, then you're mad at her. Like, she's supposed to read your mind. And once again, you guys don't know one another like that. So I understand Haley's point of view there as well. So this episode, they had the couples answering, you know, questions about love. What is love for them? When they last in love? Things of that nature. And when they go through their questions, the question is, what will it take for them to be in love? And Jacob says, ain't no love, okay? They barely getting along. Like, ain't no love, bitch. Ain't no love around here. After the love is gone, how could you lead me on and not let me stay around? Oh. After the love is gone. Listen, I'm not going to do it. Used to be right around. Jacob says for him, he is falling in love with people, but he's not an action person. He doesn't like physically do things to show it. And I'm just kind of like, you know, I think people really need to think about what relationships entail. Because the idea that you don't have to be an action person in, you know, working on a marriage, I don't know what you think marriage is if you don't think you have to like lead with action and not just with words. You know what I'm saying? Words don't mean shit if your actions don't follow up. So for me, I don't know what you're expecting to happen in a relationship if we're not moving with action. Like, I don't know what you're expecting to happen there, but I just kind of feel like, to me, it sounds like, you know, I'm not really going to do anything. And, you know, if you like me, great. If you don't, you don't. But I'm not really going to try or anything. Like, that's what that sounds like to me. Like, you should try. you should do shit. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. Haley says in her last relationship, she was so attentive to the guy. And it was like 7 years ago. But he played her like a soybean burger bitch. And now she's forever hurt and can't seem to let her walls down. I feel like people should really stop being that way. Like, I can't tell somebody how to be. But I'm going to just say, I think that you should learn from relationships and not hold on to them in a negative way, because everybody is not the same and life is a journey. Okay, life is a journey. All right, it's not one stop. Okay, so a relationship in your early 20s isn't the best relationship you're ever going to have. Whoop-de-doo. Okay, you don't like hold on to that until your 30s and never ever give somebody love and attention in that same way because that person fucked over you when y'all were in y'all early 20s. People really do not sit back and think about the places that them and the person that they were with were in when they were in the relationships. For instance, in your 20s, 21 and all of that, everybody is still getting to know who they are as a person around that time. So, and I feel like even when you're in your mid to late 20s, you don't really necessarily know shit. In your early 30s, you're still figuring shit out. The point of the matter is the idea that people are supposed to be so mature in relationships when they're not mature as a person is just not realistic at all. But they both have had issues finding the right person. And he doesn't think there's anything he can do at this point with Haley because she's just not feeling him. Later on in the episode, they have a pool party at their house. Virginia and Eric come over, and Virginia tells Haley that she and Eric are still adjusting, but they go through moments of both not feeling appreciated. Virginia talks really, really fast about how she had done all these things while he was at work, you know, cleaned up, did all the laundry, you know, did all of these things that he felt that he wanted appreciation for. And when she did it, it was just like nobody says anything, you know. And I think that they're kind of going through that where one person feels away and then they kind of passive aggressively, you know, treat each other a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I didn't get what I wanted, so now I'm going to not give you what you wanted. Okay, so you complained about it, so now I'm going to give you what you want, but now I'm not getting what I want. So, you know, like it's almost like some immature shit going on between Virginia and Eric, and it's not just her. I think it's him as well. But he does it under the guise of I'm older, and you know, you have to look at this like a real relationship, like always trying to son her when he doesn't always handle things the best either. Haley tells Virginia she's not attracted to Eric. Okay, once again, we're talking about this and how they always fight and it's always so serious. And I'm like, see, once again, she's saying something that doesn't make sense to me. They often have conversations where he's joking and trying to get a laugh out of her. So I don't understand what she's talking about when she says all of their conversations are so serious. I think she has a tendency to over exaggerate in order to make herself look like the victim. Brianna, Paige, Clara, and Ryan show up. Everybody showed up in swimsuits, but nobody got in the pool. I don't know what was going on there. I will say that I think, I don't care what anybody says, Jacob has a cool house. Yes, it can be modernized for sure, but he built that nice ass pool out back. He has that in-home gym that I was like, oh my God, that's nice. As somebody that now works out damn near every day, that shit was nice. I was like, oh, okay. Then he had the sauna. I was like, that looks really nice. That's like the sauna at the spa. You know what I'm saying? Like, not no rinky shit, you know, no rinky dink shit. Then, you know, he takes him down into the basement and yeah, you know, it's his man cave. But I feel like aren't most men entitled to have like their own little space in a house that's, you know, for them, you know, so to speak? Because I'm not going to let you like make my house look a mess with your tacky, you know, your tacky styling choices. But I'll give you your little room. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you your little room and we still going to outline this shit. Meaning, get rid of, you know, the wood, paint the wood paneling and then still have some nice, like, you know, signs and shit that have those colors and all of that he likes. I think there's a way to do it where it would look nice and not be, you know, kind of tacky 80s and more so kind of like a modern upscale kind of 80s. There's a way to do it. For me, I think there's a way to do it, okay? Because the 80s, you know, they had a lot of little nice, you know, little cute things that we can pop. You know, even his shorts he had on that they were walking around the pool, they were kind of like Saved by the Bell type of vibe. I loved them. I was like, that's cute. So Paige is freaked out by Jacob's dogs because they're all like little weenie dogs, but furry. So yeah, they look weird. It was almost like, you know, those dogs were supposed to have more legs and y'all mated them with them damn dachshunds and you shorted those dogs the legs they were supposed to have. Okay. Paige catches the girls up on her meeting with Chris and Mercedes. Everybody is just like, okay, so how are you feeling? And she's like, you know, I'm just going to do whatever the Lord tells me to do when I wake up in the morning. And I think that means that if the Lord tells me to give my puss to Chris, then I'm going to give my puss to Chris. And I just kind of feel like I'm over Paige at this point. Bitch, you want to be a glutton for punishment? You're not the first one I've seen, so I'm not going to drag you too tough because I know you have insecurities about yourself and Chris has played on those insecurities and married you at the same time. So you feel a sense of loyalty and then you're also, like I said, an insecure person. So you often are this person in the relationship where you're always overdoing it and trying to be everything for that person when you're not getting that in return. As a woman, I feel like we can all understand being in Paige's position at one point or another. But how many times are you going to allow somebody to disrespect you on national television before you're going to stop engaging? And there was a point in this episode where I felt like she was trying to stop engaging, but the production continues to push her out there to continue to have conversations and interactions with Chris that make her look stupid. We'll get to it. But the girls feel like enough is enough. Like, cut it out. Stop it. Let it go, bitch. Haley and Jacob later on go on a date and discuss some of the adventures they've had in life, and when she lived in Australia, but it fell through. She was trying to get a job there and nothing worked out, and she felt like a failure when she came back home. So they had a good conversation, and this is once again what they did last episode and the episode before that, where it seems like everything is shitty between Jacob and Haley, but they sit down and have conversations and eat and talk and drink, and everything seems cool until the next episode where y'all tell us that the bitch can't stand him and they've been arguing, since the last time we saw him. I came with y'all. Ryan and Clara do some crafting together, and everybody is trying to understand, including Clara, what the hell is going on with Ryan. You got abs and butt muscles. You out there playing with puss, but what? We're not having sex? We're married. You've never been in love. You don't know what it's like to be in love. What's wrong? Are you in love with the wrong people? Are you really attracted to her? Questions we need answered. And Clara needs to start asking these questions. Are you attracted to me? Like, we're already getting to know each other, but we're also already married. So all of your reservations about this situation should kind of be lulled a tad bit, because we're both jumping into it with such a commitment. Okay? So for me, I think that she is walking on eggshells, trying not to poke the bear with Ryan, and it's not doing her any favors. Like, bitch, just ask him what the issue is. Ask him what the problem is. Have a conversation with the man. Why does it have to be all of this, walking around and shit, instead of just being matter of fact about, hey, I want the want the dick. She want the dick. She want the dick. She want the dick. She want the dick. Ooh, yo dig, my dick. Give it up right here. I want that dick. My husband in the background dancing. Yes. Okay. She wants it and he won't give it to her. All right. So all of the other conversations that they have are really bullshit, because at the end of the day, Clara wants that body, and he ain't trying to give it to her. Also, he takes her to go and get muffins. The way Clara went through them damn muffins, y'all, my stomach, I was like, oh my gosh, she's still eating them. Like, y'all, I love sweet shit. I'm a macaroons, cookie, brownie, pastry type bitch. Anything with a ganache, okay? Listen, chocolate, raspberry, strawberry, cheesecake. Like, I am a dessert bitch, which is why I do so much cardio now, because I'm not about to stop eating the cheesecake. But at the same time, you can't eat that shit every day. You'll be constipated, okay? So you got to take breaks from things. Everything in moderation. Do you hear me? Everything in moderation. Sugar intake. Everything in moderation. Do you hear me? Okay. So, Clara, what's going on, honey? You're eating your feelings. That's what that looked like to me. Ryan was trying to have a conversation with her with his Black Lives Matter t-shirt on. I think he's trying to let us know, yes, I'm a goth kid. Yes, I'm into emo and all of that. But I know I'm black, okay? I might perm my hair, but I know I'm black, okay? I might like white girls, but I know I'm black. And I'm like, okay, Ryan. The conversation that they have, he basically was saying, there's something in his life that drives him, and that is the predetermined life that he's supposed to have as a black man. He now feels pushed and inspired in his life, I guess, to live outside of the bounds of what people think he's supposed to be as a black person. Don't put me in no fucking box. And so Ryan is going through his life trying to make sure he's not fitting into this box that people want him to fit into. And I think that is also why he creates this separation between himself and black women, or, even, having an identity that he feels like is tailor-made for black men. And I understand that, but I also feel like you need to be sure that the fine line is not seeping into how you feel about being with a black woman and you being black, okay? Because I feel like you being with a white woman is you trying to like be this in between. You know what I'm saying? But when you sit down and have conversations with her, she doesn't seem to understand what overall drives you as a black man. She doesn't get it. And I think some black men, that's not a big deal for them that their white girlfriend doesn't understand, or, you know, uses them as a catalyst to be a part of a community that they aren't really a part of otherwise. Like we were discussing this earlier on Instagram Live about the Latino and Asian and white women that think it's okay to say the N-word because they sleep around and have babies with black men, and black men give them the agency to feel like they're now a part of something because they have children with black men. When the truth of the matter is, all that means is you have a child with a black man. All that means is your child is biracial. That does not make you a black woman, and that does not give you a black card to say and do like black women do. It just doesn't. But here with Clara, I feel like she has a lack of understanding, and I think it's directly correlated to the fact that he is being driven as a black man, even, you know, in the way of trying to not fit into a box of a black man. He is still driven as one. Okay, it is a part of why he feels the way he feels. She's just living her life to pay her bills and enjoy her life. She doesn't have this same deep, profound push in her life. And that is where you guys have a disconnect. Ryan is looking for a deeper connection that I think Clara can provide. I think Clara is a sweet girl. I think she likes the way Ryan looks. And I think Ryan might even like the way she looks. But I do think that Ryan was looking for some deep, profound connection. Maybe a woke white girl. Clara may not be woke enough. I don't know. But it's something that happened in that conversation when she was stuffing her face with those donuts. And it wasn't just about her lack of, you know, liking vegetables. Who don't like, y'all, grow up. All of you grown-ass people that don't have a favorite vegetable, you need to grow the fuck up and find one, okay? I like green beans. Green beans are my fave. When it comes to raw, my favorite are carrots. But it's a toss-up between peppers, carrots, and green beans. Like that right there, I can eat peppers every day, raw and cooked. I can eat carrots every day, raw, more so than cooked. But I do like them cooked, but more so like in soup and shit, you know, and other things. But like, yeah, green beans, yes. Sauteed down, yes. Brown sugar, okay. Bacon, smoked sea salt, listen. Okay. Eggs and gravy, I ain't too lazy. But yes, y'all. Paige talks to Chris's pastor, y'all. Pastor Dwight. Let me tell you something. Pastor Dwight gives a, if you can keep a secret, I'll fuck you type vibe. Not towards Paige, but in general. It's something about the hair, okay? It was something about the hair. You know, like he used to be a hoe. In my former life, I was a hoe. I was a pastor, but I was a hoe. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. It's just the vibe that I got off of Pastor Dwight, okay? But either way, they meet up because he wanted to talk to Paige after his conversation with Chris, just to check in with her and see how she was doing. The pastor says that Chris isn't stable. He's an unstable creature. I've told y'all this before. He gives a Martell Hope vibe. And marriage is, you know, not to be played with, and Chris is playing. And he even tells Paige that when he first met Chris, Chris was engaged to another young woman during that time. He was very young, and obviously that didn't go through, but he overall constantly wants to have a woman. I think he wants to have a woman that's going to fit into a mold for him. It's not about being in love. It's not about a real connection with a woman. It's about what the woman represents for him and what a showman's piece a woman can be for a man that's trying to let on as if he is more successful than he really is. And yeah, that's who Chris is. There are also some questions about whether Mercedes is really pregnant or not. And I've heard that Mercedes either may have had a miscarriage or she isn't really pregnant. It can be either or. I don't want to speculate on it because I feel like that's too much. I don't want to speculate on anybody's womb because I don't like when you motherfuckers speculate on mine. Okay? And y'all do it often. So I'm just going to say, I hope nobody's on this show lying about a pregnancy so that they can get out of a marriage, because they could have just simply walked out. But I think Chris would have had to pay a certain amount of money if he left the show early. And I don't understand why he couldn't just go through the process. You was already banging Paige out. You couldn't bang her out for 2 more months. Like, get out of here. Chris and Paige meet up, He says that he was mad at her last week. You know, it's okay. Like, kind of throws it out there like she's supposed to feel bad about having a conversation with Mercedes. It's amazing to me that when you sat your ass down, you didn't have anything to say and you didn't have a problem with them talking to each other. But when they started to compare notes and shit started to come out that you were lying to Mercedes about what was really going on with Paige, now all of a sudden you want to interfere and say that Paige can address you. Oh no, don't try to act like an adult now. Stay in a child's place and sit there and drink your drink and eat your food. Okay? Don't try to step up now because you don't like the way the conversation is going. That's what he did. So to sit down in front of her now and try to act as if she did something wrong, like, I can't stand him. Like, I cannot stand him. And then another thing is that the only reason he really wanted to meet with her is so that he can also express his disdain for her talking to Pastor Dwight. He says that he will never speak to Pastor Dwight again because he shouldn't have met with her. That's his friend. He shouldn't have felt the need to go and meet with Paige. What is with you feeling like, you know, nobody's supposed to support Paige in this very messed up situation? It seems to me that every time somebody shows Paige a little bit of sympathy or understanding in this fucked up situation that you put her in, you get upset. That is so childish. That is so childish and bitch made. Like, you're not a grown man when that is your reaction to this situation. I mean, on top of the way you've handled it, to get upset when people feel bad for her? Are you serious? I can't. I just can't. Okay? She asked him, why am I here, Chris? And then she says, you know what, let me break something down to you. She was like, you are wasting my time and you starting to piss me off. I said, oh, now you starting to get pissed off? All this time, now you starting to get pissed off? Child, it ain't been that long. Let me calm down. She walks away. And then the producers make her sit back down to talk to him again. And he starts to go in on how he has his guards up. He's afraid that someone else is going to raise his child. I'm like, at the end of the day, that is very much a possibility because if Mercedes doesn't want to be with you, then somebody else is going to play a part in the raising of your child. That's how it happens. If you don't want that to happen, stop having unprotected sex with women you aren't married to. It's very simple if you feel that strongly about it. But all of this bullshit that you putting in front of Paige right now, she about to gobble this shit up like a bird. But at the end of the day, it's bullshit. And then you're going to turn around and tell her that you're scared that you're going to fall in love with her. You know that women be in their mind thinking this dumbass shit. When really the truth of the matter is whenever a man decides he wants to be with a woman, there is nothing that is going to stop him from trying to get with that woman. All of this I'm scared shit is bullshit to me. It's lies and garbage because you want to be able to keep her on a string because you realize that Mercedes may not be there. So they decide they're going to get a clean slate and they reintroduce themselves to one another. I said, so is he attracted to you now that y'all have a clean slate? Get the fuck out of here. Child, Virginia and Eric go golfing. She's terrible. So is he. They discuss her being okay when Eric is away working, okay? And the funny thing is Eric is always leading the conversation and Virginia always looks as if she's unhappy or scared to say something. I don't know what's going on, but it's always something going on with Virginia's face that doesn't match up with what Eric is saying. She says she's okay, but the truth of the matter is when he was working, she barely talked to him. But when she went on that trip with her friends, she was expected to call him every hour or two. So she feels like, why is it that I was expected to do all of that, but you weren't? So that kind of bothered her. Then the lack of appreciation for the things that she did do when he was gone. She's feeling away. Later on, they talk, and he says that he isn't in love with Virginia yet, but he has love for her. He says that he hasn't been in love since his first marriage, and that is worrisome for her because she feels like, are you always going to be comparing women to your first wife? If that's the case, I might not be the one for you if you're going to be comparing me to her. They also discuss the differences in their upbringing. She comes from, a terrible divorce. He comes from a 50-year-long marriage that's still, going. So they have different understandings of how relationships are supposed to go and how to deal with those relationships for sure. And that's unfortunate that Virginia had to go through that, because you can tell like it affects the way she moves. She's so scared of the abandonment that I almost feel like she taps out early just to keep people from disappointing her. But she's, you know, holding on with Eric. So I feel like there's a piece of her that wants to run, and there's a piece of her that wants to stay because she does want to be with someone, but she is scared that she's gonna get really enthralled. She's gonna, you know, really sink her feet into the sand, and then the person is gonna get up and walk away, and boom, the abandonment issues are made even worse. So later on, he invites her to his apartment to cook her some food, and he was really in his element. The pasta did look good. I was like, oh, Eric, that looked good. And he tells her that he actually does love her, and it was a really, really beautiful moment because she reciprocated. And I really hope that their relationship continues to go in a positive direction, because I do like them for one another. I feel like he could definitely give her the love that she is so desperate for, but I don't know if she's ready to receive it. And I also don't know if his love is draped in control, you know. So we gonna see. Brianna and Vincent okey doke the shit out of us this episode. So they discuss what love is for them. All right. And basically it's forgetting every flaw and accepting a person for who they are and having your walls down. And I feel like you don't forget shit. Okay. Don't forget nothing. All right. But don't harp on it. Don't beat people over the head with their flaws. But to forget them, I think, leaves you open to be hurt by those flaws. And I don't think it's ever, you know, cool to be ignorant to anything once it's been brought to your attention. And that made me worry about Brianna and Vincent's relationship. Are you going to ignore him popping off and being insecure and shit over and over again until this becomes an emotionally abusive relationship? Because that's what it's starting to feel like, okay? I thought it was all good. You know what I'm saying? They love each other. The relationship is growing. He's teaching her Spanish, putting little words up on a chalkboard on the refrigerator for her so she can learn his language. We love that. We never got that in 90 Day Fiance. We love that, okay? Then he got her a bike so they can ride bikes together. We was feeling it. We was like, Vincent and Brianna, y'all are back on point. Y'all are giving us everything. This is all so sweet. You know what I'm saying? Then she says, you know what? He said he wanted to dance, so let's go salsa dancing. Child, why she do that? They should have went to one of those dance halls where people just dance all different types of dances. I've been there, okay? And they do salsa, they do bachata, they do, you know, a whole bunch of different type of like Latin American dances that derive from Africa, but whatever. Another conversation for another time. But basically, he's not that good at salsa. He couldn't get the steps. He was sweating. He was hot. He had on tight clothes. It was a surprise. He didn't know. He thought they was going to dinner in some air condition. But it doesn't matter. You know, it was something she was trying to do because he listened to her about the bike. So she was trying to listen to him about dancing, and she thought it would be sexy and they would have this moment. Bitch, I thought it would be sexy and they would have this moment. I've danced and didn't know what the shit I was doing. I can get the steps sometimes, but it's hard. They be quick steps. You be getting tired. If you out of shape, you be sweating and breathing all. It is a workout, bitch. It's not easy. But I will say it is so fun if you allow yourself to just experience it and stop worrying about getting the steps right or perfect the first time you do it. And he gets so caught up in being embarrassed and feeling insecure, he allows that to ruin this date for them. And he catches an attitude like it's her fault that he didn't catch the steps. She wasn't catching the steps that well either. Like, at some point, just do your own thing and enjoy the time that y'all are spending together instead of worrying about what this looks like. You know what I'm saying? He really needs to figure that shit out for himself, because that's going to cause them to have some real serious issues in their relationship. They can't even enjoy a date without him, you know, flipping out because he feels embarrassed. Like, it's okay. It's okay. Oh my God. Child, Vincent gonna have us stressed out. But yeah, y'all, that was Married at First Sight. That's my opinion on everything that had went down. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I love you guys, and I'll see y'all in the next one.